Hello everyone. Today's lesson is about how to create powerful similes. And we know that similes are a powerful thing to use anyway, a powerful feature and a device to use in our writing as a form of comparison. And they really help to create pictures in the reader's mind. And what we want to do today is move away from really overused similes to something that is more powerful, more meaningful, and will make an 11 plus examiner sit up and think, wow, that's fantastic. Something really original and sophisticated. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So the ones I have listed here, folks, are the ones that English teachers see all the time. We read through these all the time, and very often an English teacher will write at the top of your paper or next to your simile, could you try something more original? So the ones that we see the most often, as fast as a cheetah, black as coal, cold as ice, beating like a drum, high as a kite. So these are the ones. What we want to try and get away from, folks, is our similes that are so overused that they don't really mean anything anymore. I'm going to show you how to do that. And one of the ways we can create unusual and powerful similes is by using abstract nouns for our comparisons. And they really, it's like a little trick, and they really seem to very easily lift your writing, lift your comparisons, lift your similes into something really rather sophisticated. So if we look at the first one there, eagles soar like joy, their wings outstretched with freedom. Alina trudged through the puddles, her feet as heavy as sadness. Now, I think one of the reasons that this is such an effective trick is because when you use a simile with an abstract noun, it seems to lend an element of emotion to your writing, and it really helps to lift it. So if we look at the third one there, autumn leaves clung to the trees like desperation. Well, that's a really powerful sentence. And folks, it's something you can do so easily. Midnight skies swirled like loneliness above the sleeping city. As cold as hopelessness, Sana sat alone, her heart frozen. Absolutely beautiful sentence there. So it's a nice, easy trick for you to practice. And the final one there, Poppy's face was as red as anger, and she felt she must run as far as she could away from this awful place. A really powerful sentence there, and the abstract noun really helps to lift it. So what I've got on the, what you've got on the left-hand column is a list of really quite powerful abstract nouns that you can practice with using to create similes. So on the right-hand column, your task is to use the list of abstract nouns to the left in practicing creating interesting and powerful similes. So let's have a go at the first one. So you could have as cold as, deceit. That's beautiful. Or as cold as misery. Or pain. As cruel as pain, that final one there. And folks, by all means, don't just practice with one in each blank. There are all sorts of different ones you could use for each simile, and all sorts of different examples, and you can just really have a play around with those there. Sour like, oh, what could we have there? Sour like gossip. That's good. That's a good one, isn't it? Okay, so have a go with that. Now our next task is to use the following images to create your own sentences with similes which use abstract nouns. So we're talking about the apple here. It might be, you might want to focus on its shape or how it tastes. So apples as sour as pain. Something like that. You could use that in your sentence. Or an apple as round as joy, or as sweet as childhood. Something like that. So creating sentences. So 2 sentences for each image here, using abstract nouns. Okay. Our final task, folks, is to use the following image to create a paragraph with similes using abstract nouns to describe this scene. And I've asked you there to make sure you vary your sentence openers so that not all of the sentences begin with the or a or and. Make sure you open with a subordinate clause, or you might want to open with a simile. And it might be an idea here to use this image as the stimulus for a drop paragraph, evoking all of the senses. Now, for our purposes here, we want to use loads and loads of similes in our paragraph, because what we're doing is practicing the skill of creating them with abstract nouns. Obviously, in your own writing, when you're practicing for the 11+ test, you wouldn't use so many similes. But for this task here, I'd like to see a paragraph which is jam-packed with similes using abstract nouns. I hope that is clear, folks. Good luck.